Hi everybody. So I am Makeup by Nancy, and my real name's Nancy Gorman, and I'm here with Kristen, who is one of my brides last year, and we are recreating this wedding look that we did for her. So stay tuned and see how we did it. So the first step to doing makeup, I always prep the skin. I use the Embroilisse cream. This is something I've been using for a couple of years now. And it's a primer and moisturizer in one. So when you're doing wedding makeup and you have to work faster, you can kill two birds with one stone. All right. All over your face. Good. And then after I prep the skin, I kind of let that sit there for a moment, and then we conceal, because Kristen is going to be airbrushed. So, a little under the eyes. And if we have any of our yesterday makeup or earlier makeup on our eyes, you can just use the concealer just to kind of blend it out, and it all goes away. And then we'll get some little areas that need some coverage in here, anywhere there's a shadow. Good. Look up for me. Okay, good. And then concealer is one of the first thing that creases. So we want to immediately powder that so that it will not crease. And the powder I use is my D&I Cosmetics Baked Powder Foundation, which has been discontinued. So we're using it up and then we will find something else. So now I'm going to airbrush her. And I'm using Temp 2 Hydrolock, and here's my compressor. This is a handy dandy thing. It charges and it goes everywhere. You don't need an outlet or anything unless you need to charge it, which you should do before you do an event. All right, ready? A little bit more. We'll brush hair. Okay. Wasn't that fast and easy?
It was.
It also gives you a little zen time before the wedding. So. All right, and some people don't do this. I do this. It's silicone makeup. I like to blend it so it doesn't look so porcelain doll-like, and it looks more natural. Good. And here now is where we get to color her in. So we'll be back in a second and we'll start coloring her in. Okay, we're back with brows. So I use these MAC pencils. I'll have to look up in the comments. I'll put the products. So first thing I do is I just fill in where needed, and we keep them soft and natural for Kristen, and we just fill in where we need to. And then I like these Benefit Gimme Brow tubes. This is color number 1 because Kristen's number 1. My first video. And we just fill and tame. And then we'll let that dry, and then we'll spoolie them out after. So, and then next is her eye makeup. No worries. We are real people doing this. I have MAC's Soft Ochre that I'm going to do on her lid. Close your eyes. And I do it all the way up to her brow. This creates like a palette to use on your eyes. And it'll also, if you let it set and dry, the shadow will not crease. Okay, that's that. And then I have I kind of create my own eyeshadow palettes. So I have this one here with all different colors in it. And it has a little bit for everybody. So for Miss Kristen, we're going to grab our brushes. Okay, so I use for Kristen Quarry, which is like a taupey plum shade. And I do it right in her crease, and we keep a low crease for her because that was her preference. Not too high, so if you open your eyes, you can barely see it. So it's just enough to make your eye pop and not be the focal point. And then on her lid, we do a little shimmery because life's too short not to have some shimmer on your wedding. I think this is MAC's All That Glitters, because we like glitter. And I'll put it on your lap, actually, so I can use my other hand to lift. There we go. And then I use just one side of the brush, and the other side of the brush, I'm coming into a matte shadow to do her brow bone because we kept it matte. Okay, keep everything nice and matte. And then open your eyes. And then we're going to just take a hint of a darker shade, and I'll use just this neutral brown shade. Pat it off and just do a tiny bit in the corner here, so that when she's photographed, she won't look so plain. But see, to do a natural look, you still need a lot of makeup. So, all right, that's that. And next we will eyeline, mascara, and lash. So I'm using Max Fluid Line in Black Track. And then I use a really pointy brush. This brush goes back about 20 years or a little less. Okay, and open your eyes. Good, perfect. Okay, close. Okay, open again. Good. So her top eyeline's done, and we'll be back in a sec. Okay, now we'll do the under eye. Have you look up, and if this bugs you, we'll have you wiggle your toes, and we keep it soft under here because I'm not done with this side yet. Because she's gonna wear lashes, and the last thing we want her natural bride to look like is a drag queen. Unless it's your wish. Good. And so, simple eyeline. And now we're just gonna mascara those lashes. I always mascara before I lash, so the lashes have something to stick to, so you don't have that separation. And there's no double dipping in makeup artistry. Use a disposable mascara. And I bend it because it's easier to apply. All right, look down, down. Thank you. And because I'm gonna put lashes on her, I don't go too crazy. Shoot and miss. And then if you happen to get any little touches from them, you just kind of flick them off. They go away. The lashes that she wore for the wedding were the Ardell Demi Wispies. And although I didn't write this down, I looked in her picture and she was wearing killer lashes. So the first thing I do is I place it on her to see how much of it I need to trim off, because, open your eyes, yeah, one size does not fit all. So I snip off a little on the end that has a little tail, and then I snip off almost like a whole section in the beginning. So you get a huge chunk. Some people like to save those. I don't, because individuals are a pain. All right, so now I have a lash trimmed. I use the Latex Free Duo. And I give it a little dry time. Then we have you close your eyes and we place. Okay, open your eyes. Good. Okay, now lower them and keep them dry. I put my thumb here so when she opens her eyes, the lash line won't hit her crease. so we don't have a glue line that will stick. Now we'll do the other eye. And again, we're gonna test her the size. Yeah, we need to trim this one too. Even though to the naked eye, our eyes look the same most of the time, we sleep on one side usually. So one eye tends to be a little bit more smaller than the other. But you only notice it when you go to put lashes on. Okay. Good. Okay. Open. Look up a little bit. Good. Now look down. Let's let that finish drying. Good. Wasn't that easy? I use these. This is a Sephora lash applicator. You can just get it at Sephora. If you go to Burlington, ask for my friend Maura. And while the lash glue is drying, I am now going to do a little face contour. And I use the, I've been using this NYX highlight and contour palette. And I'm going to start lighter, which didn't come out light. So we'll buff it out. And this is good too. If something like that happens, don't fret. Just get a clean brush and buff it out. Easy peasy. I know. A little under here, a little under here, under here. And when we did Kristen's wedding, we had a tight schedule because the venue didn't let you in hours before. So this is perfect for a quick, beautiful bridal makeup without ruffling anybody's feathers. I have my own Ben Nye blush palette. I'm a big fan of the matte blush. And we used a peaches and cream shade for Kristen. Smile. On the same side. Pretty. And now we'll test those lashes. They feeling okay? Mm-hmm. This one's a little lifted. Once the lashes start to dry, you can go back and just kind of move them around so that they're comfortable. And then take some of your leftover eyeliner and put a line right over the lash band so you can't see it. And if you want to flick it out and do a little wing, do a little wing. And then since we're here, we're just gonna look up for me. Come over here and connect the dots. We got a little cleanup to do. We'll be right back. Okay, we're back. I'm gonna do her lower lash mascara, and I have these lower lash wands I got from Cosmetics with Q. Cosmetics. And I just roll it on the wand to get it covered. And I use MAC False Lashes waterproof because waterproof at weddings, open, is almost right up there with the requirement with a wedding photographer and wedding cake of some kind. We like wedding cake. All right. So now at this point, before I go and final set and everything, I will do her lip. And Miss Kristen here did a Lipsense shade called Aussie Rose. And this is part of my testers. So, and this is the gloss. So how Lipsense works, for those of you who are new to it, is that it's 3 coats of color and then you seal it with a gloss. And again, no double dipping in makeup artistry, so I stuck a wand in the gloss so that it absorbs. And then I have these little glue, these are lash glue cups. I guess tattoo artists use these also. I get them on Amazon. And I just transfer the color from the tube into the cup so I can apply it with the brush. Because I'm not going to take this and put it on her mouth. That's just, even though there's medical grade alcohol in here, I'm still not going to do it because we don't like cooties. All right. Ready?
Yes.
Remember, no, you like that. All right. You can close a little bit. Okay, that's that. And it can be a little tingly because the first coat sets. And you want to make sure your lips are clean and dry before you put it on. No chapstick. And here comes our second coat. Just do this a little bit more. Is that mine or yours? And the last coat. It's a pretty color. Kristen's wedding was 8/18/18. Is that right?
Mm-hmm.
I cheated. I looked it up before you came over. I knew it was something unique. All right, so you let that color just dry as much as you can. But if your bride is like, it's all tingly, just go for it. Just gloss it up. Do the top, do the bottom. And you got lots of gloss on this wand here too, so get it all on those lips and I'll rub them together. Feel okay?
Mm-hmm.
Any stickiness in the corners?
No.
No? Okay, good. Yeah, because I really put a lot of gloss. And then now that her lips are on, the last thing I'm going to do is just to make sure we're not shiny, is use a powder brush and a little powder, especially on August weddings when it's a lot more humid, a little bit like today. And good. And I think there's one thing I didn't do, shame on me, is contour your nose.
Oh no.
Not that. All right. Little nose contour. I use almost like an eyeshadow brush, a blender brush. And I just come right down the middle. Can't forget that. We need to slim off our noses. And then if we wanted to, do a little highlight. Just do a little here, a little here, to give her a little wedding glow. And there it is. Natural bride with a little pop of color on her lips. Thanks for watching.